Hello my dear children. Yesterday I explained you page number 8 of 12 months. Today we are going to take the next page. My dear children, just see this 12 months. They're sitting on the stone. The three old person with the white beards. See here, Moraklash is standing. See this fire which is blazed up and melting the snow. Just see this person, this month is having a club in his hand. That means a heavy stick. Shall we start? Yes, I know, but my sister Helena and my stepmother said that I must bring them some violets from the forest. If I don't bring them, they will kill me. Tell me, fathers, please tell me where I can find them. Morakla told to those fathers. My sister Helena told, as well as my stepmother. They both told me to get some violets from the forest. If I don't get the violets, they are going to kill me. So please let me know, where will I get those violets? Great January stood up and went to one of the younger months. It was March, and giving him the club, he said, brother, take the high seat. Great January got up from his place and he went to one of the younger months. It was March, and he gave him the club. Club means a heavy stick used as a weapon. And he said, brother, go and take that high seat. March took the high seat upon the stone and waved the club over the fire. The fire blazed up. The snow began to melt. The trees began to bud, and the ground was at once covered with grass, and it was springtime. March took the high seat and he took that club and he waved over the fire. He moved here and there over the fire. The fire blazed up. Over here, blaze means to shine, and the snow started to melt. The trees, slowly they began to, but small buds came on those trees, and the ground at once was covered with the grass, and it was seen like a spring time. The violets began to bloom. The violets started to bloom among their little leaves. And before Morakla had time to think, so many of them had sprung up. They started blooming, and they looked like a blue cloth spread out on the ground. It was looked like a carpet or a cloth which is spread on the ground. Now pick them up quickly, Morakla commanded March. March told Morakla, pick all those flowers quickly. Can you see these violets? Just see. Morakla picked them joyfully. She picked up happily till she had a big bunch. Then she thanked the months with all her heart and scampered merrily home. She thanked all the 12 months by her heart, from her heart, and scampered. Scampered means what? To take a quick walk. And she was very happy, merrily. She went to her house very happily because she got the violets. If she would not got, she knew that. She thought that my sister and my stepmother will kill me. Helena and the stepmother wondered when they saw Morakla bringing those violets. Helena and stepmother were wondering, from where did she bring these violets? Everywhere there is snow. They opened the door to her, and everywhere the scent of the violets were filled in the cottage. Where did you get them? Asked Helena sulkily. Now, over here, Helena asked her. Sulkily means to express anger by remaining silent. She asked her from where did you get it? She told they are growing under the bushes in the forest of the mountains. That is, they were growing in the forest on the high mountains. Helena snatched all the flowers and did not give even a single one to her sister. Helena, she snatched means she pulled each and every flower from her hand, and she did not give a single flower. The next day, she again called her sister and said, "Go, Moragla, and get me some strawberries from the forest." The next day, again Helena called Moragla and she said, "Go and get me some strawberries from the forest." "Alas, dear sister, where could I find any strawberries in this hard winter?" said Moragla. Moragla said to her sister, "From where will I get the strawberries in this winter, in this cold season?" "How dare you argue? Go at once and get me some strawberries, or I will kill you." Now Helena tells her, "Why are you arguing with me? You have no rights, and how dare you argue with me? Go and get the strawberries, otherwise I will kill you." The stepmother caught hold of Moragla and pushed her out of the house and shut it after her. The stepmother, she caught hold of Moragla's hand and she pushed her out of the house and she shut the door. Moragla went to the forest weeping bitterly. Moragla went to the forest. She was crying, weeping bitterly. She was just going on crying. What to do now? From where to get the strawberries? The snow was lying deep. Everywhere there was snow. It was too cold. And there wasn't a human footprint to be seen anywhere. She wandered about for a long time, tortured by hunger and trembling with cold. She could not see any footprints of any human being on the road. She was wandering, she was moving here and there for a very long time, tortured by hunger and trembling with cold. She was hungry. Tortured by hunger means the Helena and her stepmother did not give her food to eat. They used to make her do all the household work. And after they finished eating, nothing was left for her to eat. And she was feeling too cold. At last, she saw the light she had seen the other day. Overjoyed, she went towards it. She came to the great fire with the 12 months sitting round it. Again, she went to those 12 months, those who were sitting over there on the stones. "Please, kind sirs, let me warm my hands at the fire," she said. "Please, sirs, let me warm myself as I am feeling too cold." Great January nodded and asked her, "Why have you come again, and what are you looking for?" Great January asked, "Why did you come again over here, and what do you want?" "I am looking for strawberries. My mother and my sister, they both bade me. They commanded me to get some strawberries, and if I don't get, they are going to kill me. Tell me, fathers, tell me, please, where I can find them." Great January arose. He got up. He went over to the man sitting opposite to him. He got up and he went to the man who was sitting opposite him, and he handed the club to him. He gave the club, that stick, to him, saying, "Brother, take the high seat, go and sit on the top." June took the high seat upon the stone, and he swung the club over the fire. He moved that club over the fire. The fire shot up, and its heat melted the snow in a moment. As the fire raised up, because due to this heat, the snow started melting. The ground was all green. Everywhere there was greenery. The trees were covered with the leaves. All the trees, they had the leaves over there now. The birds began to sing, and the forest was filled with all kinds of flowers. The birds started singing, and the whole forest were covered with all different types of flowers. It was summer. The ground under the bushes were covered with white starlets. Now the ground, it was covered with white starlets. Starlets means white flowers. The starry blossoms. Starry means looking like stars, and blossom means a flower which would turn into a fruit. The blossoms were turning into strawberries every minute. They ripened at once, and before Monica had time to think, there were so many of them that it looked as though a red carpet had been spread on the ground. Now, all the strawberries started to ripe, and Monica was thinking what to do. And before she would think, she saw that everywhere it was covered with a red carpet which had been spread over the ground. Pick them at once, Morakla commanded June. June said, pick those strawberries quickly. See Morakla how she is picking up the strawberries. See those greeneries, see those strawberries. It's covered like a red carpet everywhere. Can you see her how she is plucking it?